Hey everybody, Ross with 714 Ministries International. I just finished my last place and time of prayer. I just concluded. Now, as I was concluding, I was coming to the Texas A&M campus. I was going to go on campus and pray, set up my sign somewhere strategically, and then, hopefully encounter people and pray. And it starts raining like crazy, and I'm like, okay, God. So I'm like, I'm going to get a coffee. So I had gone to the courthouse to pray first, but there's nothing there. I mean, the courthouse, but I thought, God, this one city, I'm going to go to the downtown of this university and have a presence there. Because it started raining, I thought, okay, I'm going to go to a coffee house and figure out what my plan is. So I go to this a coffee near me. And this one is called The Brew Coffee House. And it's next to a church called Connecting Church, which I thought was cool. It turns out the coffee house is part of the church, and I got to go into the church, and it's just a big storefront, just a huge big building, that's been converted. And I got to pray in there, and what was even more amazing, not just the opportunity to pray in a church, my final prayer for this city, and I'm praying for God to raise up churches like Connecting Point all over this community, and that God will do a greater revival in this college area than he's done anywhere so far. That's my prayer. But I got to pray in the church, and then they had worship music playing. And one of them was Christ be magnified in me, and the other one was You Are Worthy of It All. And I'm just crying, and I'm praying, and I'm drinking my caramel latte, and just thanking God for his goodness on this trip. So this morning I spent time in Houston, prayed with 20 to 30 people all across Houston, including homeless people. The first guy I meet is this old white man named Benny. I think that's his name. I wrote it down. He's pushing a wheelchair. And as I approach him, hey, I love your shirt. How you doing? And my shirt says, how can I pray for you? I said, hey, Benny. He goes, man, isn't God good? I'm like, yeah, I got blown out of my mind. First person I meet is just giving God the glory. And I mean, the streets are empty for now. I've had to go to different areas to find people, right, to pray with them. But I go, yeah, God is good. He goes, you don't know what God has done. I said, well, tell me. And he said, well, you see this wheelchair I'm pushing? I said, yeah, it's kind of odd that you're pushing it. You're walking great. He goes, this is the first time I've been out of this wheelchair and I can walk again. And I know it's God that he has given me the strength to walk again. I said, what a testimony. It's like the man that God healed that was beside the pool of Bethesda that took up his mat and walked around with his mat. And it's like, here the guy is pushing the wheelchair that he has sat in for only God knows how long. And now he has the strength to push it. And in fact, he said, hey, Ross, one day you come back, I'll beat you in a foot race. And I said, you will, because I'm slow. But it was just cool. That was just the beginning of Houston. Then I went around and I prayed with several homeless people. One man, two of them. One of them in particular, I don't know if he was homeless or not. I'm not going to say he was. But you could tell there was burdens in his life. And we prayed. And at the end, I said, man, I'm going to give you a hug. And he said, man, I need a hug. And we sat there and hugged for like 30 seconds. People need a hug. People need a prayer. People need to know they're loved. People need to know that God is alive and well. And that's what my ministry is. 714 Ministries is a ministry of evangelism, discipleship, and revival. And revival is not an event. It's a spirit. And you carry it within you. And if you are in walking with God, then you are in revival. And if you are in that revived, blessed state of awareness of him and his goodness and his grace, then everyone you meet, you are infecting them with the awareness that God is alive and well and that he answers prayer. And man, it's been a good week. It's been a good week. I'm worn out physically, but spiritually I'm on cloud 9. So that's how my week went. I pray that you had a good week. If you enjoy my videos, please like, share, and subscribe, and share. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers. Here's how. Here's why. Because I've reached the first threshold of, I think, 250, I can broadcast live off my computer through my YouTube channel. Once I get to 1,000, I can broadcast live from my phone, which means I can take you with me on my trips around the world and around the country and around the state of Texas and give you live feedback on YouTube, what God is doing in the moment. So help me, all right? God bless.